Hi,
Hey.
Sarah. Sarah
Hey.
have brought us a very handsome young man for our conclusion of our November theme of a blessing and faith and gratitude. So welcome, Gabriel.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Oh, yeah. And you are from Miami.
Born and raised, I love this city.
Awesome. Yeah, I've been there a long, long time ago, and I thought I'm in a different country. Thank you so much for being here. And I hope everyone had a beautiful Thanksgiving with your family, with your loved ones. And we're so blessed. We're so blessed that we are still carry on the theme of November. Today is the last day of our blessing theme, our gratitude theme. And our platform, we want to remind you, our platform is dedicated to the refugee students in Malaysia who are going through very, very tough time, waiting to be resettled in a third country. And what we want to do, Sarah and I both from a refugee background, and we want to use this platform and amplify their voices, just to share. There's the other part of the world. There's still people who are struggling as a refugee without rights, without a country, without a place that they can call their country. So what we want to do, we want to nurture those youth by giving them equipments, computers, and technology so they can learn and hopefully can earn some money while they're learning that. I'm going to put a link down there, or Sarah can help me. We are doing the fundraising for the Refugee Film School. And if you could, Giving Tuesday, whatever amount that you can donate, we would love to have you considering those refugee students and donate to them. This is our first year that we're raising fund for them. You know, the group is brand new. And it's 501c3, so you will have the tax deductible. But as always, we're going to ask the lovely Sarah to kick off our conversation by introducing herself, and then I will take over, and then we'll pass the mic to Gabriel, and he can tell us a little bit about who he is and what's he passionate for.
Right.
Go ahead, Sarah.
Hello, everybody. It's my pleasure to kickstart this show today. In case we have some new viewer, I want to introduce myself really quickly. I'm Sarah M. I grew up in Cambodia. My childhood was beautiful, but when I got to college, my country turned upside down, inside out, and the communist Khmer who came in basically destroyed our life, destroyed our country. I survived, and thank God that I was able to survive. 2 million people did not make it. So beyond grateful that I'm here in this awesome, wonderful country with freedom, with liberty, with riches. So it's a gratitude month, and I'm just so grateful for America and grateful for all the people that help us to get started in this new country. And with that, Lee just introduced the Refugee Film School. We dedicate our platform to support this wonderful project that helped the refugee get stuck in Malaysia. So I was able to wrote my story in the book. It's called How I Survived the Killing Fields. You can see, and it's available on my website, sarahim.com. And I'm also available to speak, to inspire and motivate and encourage people, especially during this hard time. So reach out to me or to Lee if you need an inspirational speaker. Back to you, Lee.
Thank you, Sarah. So my name is Lea Tran. I'm also from a refugee background, but I came from Vietnam instead of Cambodia. I'm part of the Boat People refugee back in the 80s, where a huge influx of people escape out of Vietnam and left to the sea, not knowing where they will settle. So fortunately, my family got rescued and also be able to settle here in America. And that was 41 years ago. Amazingly, how time flies. My gratitude is we're healthy. This past pandemic has been really, really hard. It's bring a lot of bad memories. It trigger a lot of emotion. It creating a lot of disturbance for a lot of people, especially people that have already been through trauma, like Sarah and I, and many, many more people who has been. You don't have to cross the sea or the jungle, but I'm sure every one of us have some sort of trauma in their lives, and all this uncertainty just kind of trigger it. But I want to say that I am very grateful that we have this platform, that we can talk to all the guests all over the world who gracefully coming on to this interview and share with us their thriving stories, and we supporting each other, and it's just such a beautiful thing. And I want to thank you. I'm grateful for my co-host Sarah, who did not say no when I asked her. She was gracefully and accepting my invitation to be part of this co-host. And we have been having a lot of fun since then, March 24th of 2020. And today we have this beautiful, handsome young man who's from Miami, and his name is Gabriel Medina. And he's a serial entrepreneur. So I would love Gabriel to tell us who he is, beside being a serial entrepreneur, what makes him Gabriel, and what's he grateful for, and why is he passionate about doing multiple entrepreneur, and what are they about? So it's a lot of questions. So take your time and just give us whatever you want to give us. Welcome.
Thank you, Lee and Sarah. Before I just start today's interview, just want to first and foremost also say thank you for both of you for having me. And for those of your viewers that are watching this right now, if you haven't picked up Sarah's book, I highly recommend you pick it up. I don't have it in front of me yet because I actually lent it to a friend because I wanted them to read it because of the powerful message that's in there. So if you haven't done so yet, go ahead and order that book. You can get it on sarahim.com/book. And that's today's plug, by the way. So those of you,
I have a book too.
We'll have to put
it's called I Did Not Miss the Boat.
Sorry. So
no, I'm plugging myself in. Sorry.
There you go. No worries. As many as we got. So yeah, everyone, thank you again. My name is Gabriel. I'm the owner of Lapras. Lapras is a world-class marketing company, specially designed to rapidly grow brands. This is one of the companies I started. I've been starting companies since I was 21 years old. As soon as I discovered the concept of entrepreneurship, it really motivated me to go out into the world and start businesses, because I realized that, ever since I was real young, you ask my mom, you ask my family, they'll tell you that I always really wanted to help people. That's something I've always been really passionate about. As when I was like 7, 8 years old, I wanted to join the military just to defend this country and all the people I cared about and things. As I got older, 14 years old, I ended up wanting to be a back surgeon because I wanted to help those people that were paralyzed. I'm still very passionate about medicine and helping people. But like I said, at 21 years old, I came across the concept of entrepreneurship one day in the library reading. And I also came across the statistic that 99 out of 100% of businesses fail within 10 years of being started. So in my mind, this was like almost like a light bulb moment that went off, and I was like, how is it that we're living, quote unquote, in the modern world, yet no one has figured out this problem of building successful companies over and over again with a repeatable system or a repeatable process. So I started as an entrepreneur at 21 years old. With my first company was a furniture company. It was actually a furniture side hustle. You can't really consider it a company. But it made some money. It made, there was an ebb and flow between the money that we made every month, but it wasn't sustainable. And there was this one evening that we had like a different storage units, like filled with like furniture and things. And we also, my house was filled with like, all these different furniture things. You couldn't even walk around because we had so many different items there. We had like beds and wardrobes and cabinets and all these different things. But there was one night where I was locking up our storage units, and I remember walking to my car and thinking to myself, if the only thing I'm doing with my life is making money, I'm doing something wrong, because I got into business because I wanted to help people and I wanted to make a difference in people's lives. And I had actually dropped out of university. I was studying, my major was chemical engineering, and my minor was international relations, government, and politics. So that's what I was studying, and then I ended up dropping out after I got my associate's degree to go full time into business. And you know, some things happened. I met a mentor of mine, and that's, you know, I ended up doing digital marketing consulting, and now I'm here today doing with Lapras, which is, we just made a year about 3 weeks ago.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
marketing, digital marketing, that's what Lapras is. So how do you help your clients? And you know, I suppose that you're no longer doing furnitures and all the other side hustle is probably all done.
Yeah.
Are you focused more on just the marketing piece right now?
Well, as you know, as you said, I'm a serial entrepreneur, investor, and business advisor. So I always have projects I'm working on, even though I don't reveal them to the public. My main focus right now is definitely Lapras. You know, Lapras is a very unique company. I tell people that, you know, within the next 10 to 15 years, this is going to be the #1 advertising company in the world. And I don't say that, you know, with like ego or bravado or anything like that. I actually come from a place of real honest humility, because we're just historically correct about several things. But the way that we help clients, I mean, so we take a multifaceted approach to helping brands to rapidly grow. Our approach includes, first component is branding. So we always include some component of branding in our services and our products and everything, because we believe that's essential in today's market. We offer every service that has to do with digital marketing. So we do, like I said, branding, we do website designs, e-commerce, digital business cards, SEO, which is search engine optimization. We do, you know, social media marketing, all these different things to help brands rapidly grow. And the best part is we never come out in the picture. We always want to make our clients look like superstars. So like I said, we do branding, we do digital marketing. Consulting is another service that we offer. We also have our own proprietary technology at Lapras, which is Lapras. It's one of the things that we offer. And then we take an industry specific approach where we you know, we don't always try to reinvent the wheel. Sometimes it's just looking at what's already worked and applying it to businesses today to help them drive results. So it's a bit of a multifaceted approach, but we find that it's very effective.
Well, tell us a little bit about your story. Like, you know, I know that you have this passion and you want to be an entrepreneur, but exactly like, I know you said that you love doing business when you were young and all this thing, but what made you go into the marketing direction instead of staying as a chemical engineer, or, you know, besides being want to make money entrepreneur, and, you know, why marketing?
You know, I never really got into business because I wanted to make money. In fact, when I was growing up, I realized in like around 7th grade that I was really good at business. Like, you know, I was that kid that was like burning DVDs and selling them for $5. In elementary school, I was like, you know, selling candy for like a quarter and 50 cents so I could buy cookies in the cafeteria. Just doing all these different things. But I always looked at business almost as something icky, right? Like I figured, you know, anyone can start a business, anyone can make money doing that. Like just me younger, I wanted to aspire to be something more noble, like a philosopher, a poet, or a physician or something.
It's a dreamer.
So the thing that motivated me, it was like I said, you know, when I came across that statistic, that motivated me as well as when I discovered the concept of entrepreneurship. I never learned what entrepreneurship was when I was younger. But when I discovered it, I was like, wait a minute, you know, this concept, if you apply it the right way, it can help a lot of people and it can do a lot of good. And the way that I got into marketing is, I mentioned that I did the furniture company. And then after I closed that company down, I went through like this 2 or 3 month period where I was just kind of really feeling a bit depressed. Because, you know, I got into business because I wanted to help other businesses, but I ended up becoming another statistic. So, you know, it's like the old proverb that says, you know, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. That's when I met a millionaire mentor of mine. And my mentor was someone that he was like a role model, and he showed me, you know, what made him a millionaire. But aside from that, he was a role model in what I always knew existed in the world outside of, you know, the school system and all these different things about what it really means to be successful. I mean, he was obviously a millionaire, so he had money. He wasn't short on change, like on cash or anything. He was also healthy. You know, he would never sacrifice his health for money. And that's one of the principles I follow today. Never sacrifice your health for money. There's people that are billionaires, but they can't even get up from bed. So, you know, what's the point? Take my money away and give me back my health. So he had that going for him. And then another thing that I admired, there was several things I admired, but another thing I admired was that he had found his tribe. like the people that, his people, like they were loyal, they would take trips together, they would travel, they would eat, they would go, they would enjoy each other's company. And I admired that a lot, because I hate the proverb that says, it's lonely at the top. To me, if it's lonely at the top, you did something wrong along the way. Like I literally
Yeah.
want to bring as many people with me to the top as I can.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
absolutely. Well, what's the point of having a lot of money and then you sit in a pile of money that on the top of the mountain by yourself, nobody to share with?
yeah, I was on a anyway, I was about to say something with a client, but anyway, so he ended up, he ended up, when I met him, he offered me the opportunity to mentor me, to coach me, and to show me what made him a millionaire, and that was marketing. So I listened, I paid attention, I worked my butt off, and then I became a digital marketing consultant, and I did that close to 3 years, until I decided, wait a minute, I'm only hurting myself if this is the only thing I think I'm gonna do, because I know I'm destined for something bigger, a lot bigger. I have like a huge purpose that I want to accomplish. So and we could get into that if you like my purpose and things.
Sure.
But so he ended up, excuse me, I did the digital marketing for close to 3 years. And then after that, I was like, I got to go big. And that's when I took, the money I earned from doing digital marketing consulting. And I started this company a year ago in the midst of the pandemic.
Well, that's bravery. That's bravery and opportunity looking, because a lot of time people get frozen and they let fears kind of hold them, because it's a lot of uncertainty during the pandemic and nobody knows where we're heading to. So you took that opportunity, and kudos to you. I think, I'm in the same boat with you. For many years, I'm kind of like, didn't want to go into business, because the mindset of like, oh, business is always about selling and making monies, and not that we don't like money, but it's just that feeling of, you said the word icky, right? I mean, it's just like we all kind of look at that. But since I have business, I actually love the part of marketing, because I think for me, marketing is a way to connect with people. And if you can connect with people, and especially through stories, because we all have stories, we all have things that we pass through that we can learn from. And I think, what you're doing is trying to help people to get through their story and get through out to the world about the message, because, people buy from people they like, and from people they trust. So to buy from you or from us, we got to build that trust factor, which is marketing. And I've always, I learned to love doing marketing as I grow in my business. And even when I don't have a business, I love going out to make connection, because you can always market yourself with our company. You agree? Like, yourself is a walking brand right there. You can always marketing yourself. And when you have a product, people will buy from you because people like you. So for me, it's so essential. Everybody should market themselves. Job or no job, company or no company. That's just what I'm thinking. And I just love people who understand that. So yeah, thank you for helping a lot of people. I mean, branding is not something that everybody can understand. I mean, they think, oh, I have a product, I'm just going to go out and talk about the product. But everything you do is very important. Tell me a little bit about that origami bird behind you. What's the story? Is that the lapras? Is there a story behind it, right?
Oh yeah.
Tell us the story, because I think I heard it from somewhere. So I'd love to hear from you.
So the story about the origami, it's actually a swan. And it's the reason we chose origami is because our slogan at Lapras is world-class digital marketing specially designed to rapidly grow brands. So everything we do in the company is literally specially designed to drive results for our clients. There's nothing that we do on accident. We don't do things by mistake or coincidence. We always do it with a purpose, and it's with the intention of helping our clients. So with the story behind the logo, it actually comes from the book The Black Swan. If you guys have read the book, if you haven't, I recommend that you pick it up. The Black Swan he was written by this guy named Nassim Nicholas Taleb, and he's a philosopher and a mathematician. It's not the easiest read, but it's definitely a worthwhile. But in that book, he introduces the concept of the black swan, and what this symbolizes is events that happen that transform the way the world operates that could have been predicted, but we failed to predict it. So when I got started as an entrepreneur, literally everyone turned their back on me. My family, my friends, everyone was like, "You're crazy," and I had to go at it alone. And then to me, there was not 1 second in my mind that I doubted that I was going to be successful, that I'm going to make millions, billions of dollars and do all these things. So I've never doubted that. But to me, it was like, this company, Lapras, which I founded, it's a black swan in itself. You could have seen this coming, but you didn't. You turned your back on it. And now you're missing out big time because we're in a position to take over the world with respect to the advertising and marketing industry. So that's the story behind the logo.
Wow. That is some conviction there. I love it. So young and so self-belief, and that so many of us have those kind of self-doubt. And when people turn their back on you and you was like, maybe they're right. Maybe I don't have what it takes, but I love the attitude. It's like, oh, you're missing out because I'm going to prove to you that I'm going to be up there. So kudos.
Yeah, you gotta be, as an entrepreneur, you gotta be tough. You gotta have thick skinned. If you don't, you're not gonna make it in this industry.
Yeah, determination. That's what you have.
You gotta have that as well. Persistence. You gotta believe in your vision before anyone else does.
So tell us, so you have a mentor, and the book Black Swan is your motivational, and it's something that trigger what you want to do. What if
I read a book a day.
Oh my God, a book a day?
Yeah.
Wow, I'm trying to do one a week and I couldn't even keep up with that. I'm a slow reader, but a book a day. Wow, you are a walking library. Tell us your favorite book beside that Black Swan. Is there something that easy read for entrepreneur people who want to get into entrepreneur, and something that will change their lives or change the thinking?
Yeah, as an entrepreneur, some books I recommend. Number one is Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Many of the things I've created, in fact, Lapras it's a consequence of reading that book. It's something that it didn't exist before. And now it's, we're all over the country, even in Canada, and we're working on some deals in Europe.
That's the thing, and Grow Rich everywhere. Yeah, which is good. He literally changing a lot of lives.
And he's already passed away. So first book I would recommend is Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Another book I would recommend, pretty easy read, it's Richest Man in Babylon. That's a great book.
Yeah. Yes.
I would also think The Magic of Thinking Big by David Schwartz. I think he might be a doctor, but that's a good book. It's relatively short. I have some books here.
Yeah, I think I've read it before too.
Those are three that immediately jump out at me.
No, that's great. That's 3 books that people can actually grab on. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. So what's your passion? You mentioned a little earlier. What is the passion behind all this entrepreneur? What is your passion and what you're grateful for?
So like I mentioned, I never got into business because I wanted to make money. My purpose in life, and by the way, for your viewers and things, if you're watching this right now, I always say, if you haven't found your purpose in your life, your number one goal or your number one purpose should be to figure out your purpose. Because without that, you're just walking through life, just wondering, without direction. I've been there and it's not a good place to be, believe me. So my purpose in life is to move mankind forward using innovative technologies, businesses, etc. What I'm passionate about is really helping people. I think that, the world, for whatever reason, for one reason or another, it just hasn't made it easier. I mean, we're living in a world it's better today than it's ever been. It's better than 100 years, 50 years ago. It's way better. But I just think that people need a paradigm shift. There needs to be a change that happens in people's mindset and the way they behave, and practically every industry that's happening. So that's what I'm doing. I'm in a place where my purpose is to do that, is to move mankind forward. I want to make it easier for the next generations that come after me to achieve success through things that I've designed or created or whatever it is. What I'm most grateful for, I recently just lost a friend 2 weeks ago. He passed away, and he was from one second to the next, he was gone. And it was so unexpected. It really caught so many of us it caught us by surprise. And I always used to say, you always kind of look at the silver lining in things. Before this event happened with my friend, I always used to say, make every single minute count. And after that, I realized, I'm not even thinking big enough. I have to make every single second count, because, from 1 second to the next, my buddy was gone. So I always wake up every single day grateful that I'm alive. I think, every day above ground is a good day. So, people like to complain about these first world problems. Oh, my AC doesn't work. My internet's down. Like, you're missing the big picture, man.
Yeah.
So if I would say anything, that's what I'm grateful for. Just being alive today here with you beautiful people.
Nail in the coffin. Oh my God, you got it. You are so getting in, and so you're so young and you so got it. And I have to say that many times, especially during this pandemic, I mean, people just, you don't know the next day if you're going to be able to see them again, and things by surprise, and even your own life, you don't even know you're going to wake up. Not to be pessimistic, but I love that every second counts. Every day count for me, but every second sounds good too, because you got to enjoy every single moment that you have. And appreciation is so big. I think, once you have the gratitude, you have the appreciation. I know I'm always compared to the lowest moment of my life. Like, if I get sad, I'm like, oh, I'm not in a straw hut. I'm not in the dirt floor. I'm not in the jungle somewhere that mosquito would bite me. So, there's all the amenity that we have. And yeah, we don't get to see people, but we can Zoom, we can do FaceTime. We still have that connection. So yeah, very, very grateful and wonderful for you to realize that at such a young age. And I'm so sorry for your loss. It is hard. It is very hard.
I just want to compliment you for starting a new business in the pandemic. But this is a very courageous activity, and for the right company. This is the right company for this climate, because
I believe so.
digital, people need digital. When you cannot meet people face to face, you do everything online. So it's the right company in the right moment. So I compliment you for that.
Thank you, Sarah. There's like this adage in startups that go, if Mark Zuckerberg tried to start Facebook 10 years before he did it, it wouldn't have been successful, because you need the right timing, the right business model, the right leader. Investors reference that to like a jockey and a horse, like his company and things, but you need the right person, the right business model, the right time, all these different factors, right? And some people say a little bit of luck to make it work out, but yeah, it's definitely, I believe it's the right time. We're in the prime position to take over the world, and you're going to see us within the next decade, taking
it is
over.
Turning quick. It's just like when it turned really quick. I mean, I think the under the condition right now, it just kind of forced people to think innovatively, very different. You can't, it's not normal after 9/11. Travel is never normal again after 9/11. And we will not coming back. I mean, this is the new normal. Zoom is the new normal. Like it or not, people would still saying, I'm trying, I don't want to, but here we are. Lots of people make a lot of money, help a lot of people through Zoom, through technology, because they embracing that change. So you can make things happen. You can rock that boat anytime. I think, for me, my mantra is adversity is where you find the opportunities. And if you are looking, you will find it. And I think, it will grant to the people who are creative and innovative during the time that nobody's there to change things or want to change things. A lot of time we resist to change, but if you are applying yourself, so I eardrop a little bit when you talked to Sarah earlier, you're going to dominate Florida, which I love. It's like, okay, what are you going to dominate? Can you share with our audience, what are you planning to dominate this market?
The world. Yeah, we're gonna be everywhere. In China, wherever it is, you're gonna see my face in a lot of places moving from now on.
The next Zuckerberg or the next Jeff Bezos.
I don't know. I don't like to compare myself with these guys, but to each his own. I think there's a lot of opportunity in the world, and if you're definitely not taking action in today's market, you're missing out, because the world is better than it's ever been before. And like you said, you know, if you look at billionaires, they don't see problems as headaches. They look at it as opportunities. So you got to rewire your mind around what you've been taught, what society, school, you know, parents have taught you about what it takes to be successful, and really look for those opportunities in your world because they're out there. They're just waiting for someone like you to take advantage of them and make it a reality.
So tell me about your dream earlier. You were saying that dominate in a way that you want to help people, and you mentioned something about similar with SCORE. So can you tell us about a little bit of that project?
So for those of you who are watching me, I'm going to start several companies in the next, obviously I'm a serial entrepreneur. We're going to acquire companies and do different things. So you can always learn about the companies that we're doing, but my big picture goal, to kind of give you more context around what we're doing, is before the end of my life, because it's going to take a while, I'm going to have the #1 world's largest biotech company. And the way that I'm going to move mankind forward so I see, you know, Lapras, all these different companies as vehicles that are going to allow me to achieve this bigger vision, which is having this biotech company. And my mission with the biotech company is to, you know, first we're going to produce machines. So we're going to create our very own machines that don't exist yet in reality today. And we're gonna use these across multiple industries, including agriculture, where, you know, we have like higher crop yield and things like that. We also will put them into medicine, so we have like less errors in surgery, down to even, you know, in the modern homes, providing them with better dishwashers. So it's something like GE, but not really. You know, GE it's not the same thing. Also, this company is going to be responsible for hiring like all these physicians and scientists and things. That they're like all these big pharmaceutical companies, when they hire these people and they find something that doesn't make them money, what happens? They're excommunicated, they're fired, something like that happens, right? Or they die in some cases. So I want all those people to come work for me, because they're under my leadership. They're going to be protected. They're going to have all the resources they need and more, so we can create these breakthrough research for whether it's cancer, because the cancer research is out there. It's not in the hands of people. So these are things that we're going to do. We're going to create cures for people. And we're going to make it widely accessible around the world, and so much more. So that's my mission with the company, long term. And then each of these individual smaller companies that I do in the meantime are just vehicles to allow me to achieve this larger vision.
I just love that big vision. I just love people who are thinking big, because we need big thinkers. A lot of time we just stay small, we play small. I love it when you think big. Even if you achieve a portion of it, it's still, you know, a big portion. So kudos. Thank you so much for sharing your vision. And you were saying something about helping people with the motto of the SCORE. Can you elaborate on that?
Yeah, so aside from Lapras, this is a little project I'm working on the side. So those of your viewers right now are getting a sneak peek to this. Actually, we have people that we're getting a lot of traction. Actually, the company is growing very fast, like surprisingly fast, which is amazing. But so the second company I'm starting, it's the name that we have for it now, this might change in the future, but it's called the Forward Business Coalition. And the way that the company operates, if you can imagine, because it's not going to be exactly like this. For those of you that know what SCORE is, or the SBDC, these guys are going to come after me once they see this video.
That's okay. You're just using their model, part of their model. You're not.
I'm just saying, because I know when someone says that they're going to take me out, that just puts a fire underneath my butt and makes me work harder. So it's the company I'm starting. It works very similar to. It looks very similar on the outside to SCORE and SBDC, but it operates very differently. So what the goal of this company is to be a small business resource for local communities. We'll provide people with education, training, resources, workshops, all these different things to help people. But essentially what we're doing is we're getting professionals all over the world. There's going to be an international global company. We're going to get professionals all over the world, CEOs, executives, managers, all these different things. And we're going to, gather them together through different ways, different strategies. And what we're going to do is we're going to have them giving back to their local community. So one of the concepts I built my career on, and that you can see at Lapras, I always have an open door policy and things, is servant leadership. So to me, my responsibility as the owner of the company is to serve every single person below me, not the other way around. A lot of people I've noticed when it comes to entrepreneurship and business, they like to get their ego inflated. and they like to, make it all about me and things like that. I don't see it that way. I'm in a position as a servant. I'm supposed to serve every single one of the people that work in my companies and things. So we're going to apply the same concept. We're just going to expand on it a little bit with the Forward Business Coalition. And we started the first branch about 3 months ago in South Florida, called the South Florida Business Coalition Advisory. And at the moment, what we're doing right now is we're only offering networking membership. So we have free networking, we have paid networking, but people are getting tons of referrals. Literally last week, I sent one young lady, I think 36 or 31 referrals in less than 24 hours. And that was just one of them. I've sent them to several. So if you can imagine, one of the goals with the company is we're gonna from the networking organization, we're gonna gather these professionals that are experts in their industry, and we're gonna have them going back to the local community to give back with their own expertise, their knowledge, etc. So 1 month, we'll have 20, 30 CEOs, including myself. I think a leader leads by example, not just tells people what to do. So I'm gonna be the first person. I don't mind getting my hands dirty. You see this suit, believe me, it's no big deal. I'll take this off and get my hands dirty. I don't mind. But the mission is we'll have like 30 CEOs 1 month, and we'll go to a food pantry and we're going to feed the homeless. And we're going to show people by example, by our actions, demonstrating, not through words, because people talk a lot, right? But what do they do? So we're going to go there and we're going to feed people, just giving back to our community. And then we'll do that, consistently as much as we can. A different month, we'll spend time in, like troubled, like in the ghetto or something, or hanging out with troubled youth. And then we'll go and we'll mentor young kids there. And we'll be like, look, man, because from where I come from, not a lot of people learn this stuff. And I want to be, and if I had someone in my position that went down and reached down, it would have been completely different. My mentor, one of my mentors once says, I don't mind carrying a man, but I don't want him dragging his feet. Yeah. So we're just looking for those people that they're open, they want to become successful. Right. They want to get ahead. And, Isaac Newton once said, if I'm great, it's because I'm standing on the shoulders of giants. The same thing happens for me, and the same thing will happen to these youths and these homeless people. You can stand on my shoulders so you can see further beyond what you currently see.
Just beautiful. It's just beautiful. I just love how you see big, how you see that ripple will affect the next generation. And I think lots of youth out there needed that mentorship, needed somebody to lead
especially
them.
Now.
Yes. Yes. And that's what we're trying to do. We are actually leading a small group of young teenager in Malaysia, because they're refugees, and they don't have computer, they don't have internet, some case. And we're trying to give them equipment so they can actually learn digital in a way that they can help small business, because it's technology and digital, right? You can help people throughout the world, everywhere. You don't have to be local anymore. And I love the part that everything that we think right now, we should think global. There's no confinement here, because we can reach as far as tip of South Africa, as far north as, Alaska, anywhere, because as long as you have internet, you can connect with people. So I love the vision.
With respect to technology, because that's one of my industries where I operate in, my playground, I like to call it, is that for the youth, if you're not careful, you can end up becoming a slave of technology, right? People usually, when technology starts, it's, you're the master, and then you use the device, whether it's a phone or whatever it is, but it's kind of like a pit bull. If you're not careful, it can turn on you and it can become very dangerous. So I think one of the things that our youth are getting hammered in every direction by bad role models, whether it's in music, publicity, media. So I really feel for them. But if I were to tell the youth right now at anything, it doesn't matter how old you are, what I would tell you is one of the things that can help you in life is to develop a mental framework that allows you to make good decisions. Okay, develop that mental framework for yourself. And the way that you do it isn't by going internally. Like a lot of people tell you, like these gurus and meditation people, you don't find the mental framework by meditating and going internal. You have to go outside in the world and you have to seek these answers. Okay, I'm reminded by this philosopher, he says that one of the most dangerous people in society is a person that knows history. So study history, study the minds of the world's greatest, most successful, accomplished people. And also look at the flip side, right? Charlie Munger likes to say, invert, always invert. If you can look at what's successful, but look at what make you unsuccessful, right? So Abraham Lincoln once said, he's like, I learn from everyone that I meet, but most of the time it's what not to do. So 99 out of 100 people, like my mentor says, is not worth listening to. But when you find that one person, boy, listen to everything they say.
You definitely are very deep. And what book are you on today? What book are you reading today?
You know, actually, I haven't gotten into a book yet. So I'm actually going to read probably tonight. I think I'm going to read, I have it right here. Give me a second.
One book a day. So impressive.
So I like to, you know, kind of create some diversity in my reading. In the morning, I like to read like, you know, history, science, different things like that. In the evening, I read more of like my health and business books. And in the evening, I read like fiction, biography. Biography gives you courage. So you want to make sure you're reading that. But tonight, I'm going to be reading George Orwell's 1984.
Oh, 1984. I read it in 1984 in my high school.
And
I'm telling you, it's not fun because I came from that book. So I know what exactly.
I think it's a good time that you everyone in the world revisits that, especially if you're in the United States, because I don't like what we're seeing in the world right now.
Yeah, it is. I'm not going to put you in spot, but tell us, where do we find Gabriel 5 years from now?
So 5 years from now, Lapras will be a multi-million-dollar company. Hopefully I'm not the CEO of the company. Hopefully I have teams running it. I'll probably have two or three other companies that I'm working on. I'm going to be an investor, investing in companies, acquiring companies, leading the existing companies I have, and traveling the world, helping people. And hopefully I'll be back in medical school, working on either becoming a cardiothoracic surgeon or a neurosurgeon.
Wow. I want to buy your stock.
We're not.
I want to invest it now when it's still unknown quite yet.
We're not publicly held yet, but when the opportunity comes around, I'll let you know.
But it's so refreshing to talk to somebody who have such a great vision. And I believe in you, and I know that we can record. I mean, you can go back to Facebook, and now you can say that, you know, we can say that we know Gabriel back then.
Yeah, I know you guys now too. I mean, I expect big things from you guys as well. You know, there's no reason why you can't go out and crush it. So. Oh
yeah, we're gonna crush it, but we're not crushing the way that you're crushing it. You still have a lot of life, so definitely a big road that I can't wait to see you blossom, and I can't wait to see to follow you. But such a refreshing, and I am grateful for you being here and share your vision with us. And anything else you want to tell our audience before we close up?
Yeah, just don't be afraid to go for it. You know, on the topic of faith, man, you know, I've experienced setback after setback after setback, whether or not it might seem like it. I've had people turn their back on me. I've had people betray me. I've had people, you name it, I've experienced it and more. I would just let you know, if you believe in something, stick to that. You know, good people, successful people, they tell you, oh, you shouldn't quit. That's BS. You know, it's not true. You quit things that don't work for you. And if something works for you, you double down on it. It doesn't matter how hard it is. You're never going to have a good day in any career. Every career has bad days, but you have to find a career that you can put up with the bad days, and the good days just make it a lot better. You know, so a mentor once told me, you know, I'll skip that, but the point is, you know, stick to what you believe in. Don't let obstacles prevent you from getting ahead. And if you stick to it long enough, like Charlie Munger says, step by step, you get ahead, but not necessarily in fast spurts. But you build discipline by preparing for fast spurts. And if you discharge your duties faithfully and well, over time, if you live long enough, like most people, you'll get what you deserve.
Beautiful. Love it. Thank you so much, Gabriel. And I think you're going to go far. And it's such a pleasure to meet you now and watching you out in your journey. I can't wait. I'll be cheering for you on the sideline.
Yeah, maybe we can do an annual checkup with Gabriel.
Yeah, definitely. This is only the beginning, guys. There's a lot more to come. So I'm looking forward to, you know, the opportunities that are coming our way.
Yeah. Well, thank you again. And like I said, today is our wrap up for our theme of blessing and gratitude. And I think, it is hard to go to in life without having a gratitude mindset. And
Yes.
attitude and gratitude is pretty much everything. How do you see things in life, and how do you do things in life, and how it's going to bring you successful? It's all about your attitude. And I love your attitude. You get something that I definitely can learn from. Lots of time that we just don't think that we have that capability, and we playing down. We just stop ourselves from even begin. So I love that energy.
You want to make sure you eliminate all the negativity in your life and toxicity and things, if it's coming from your own brain, especially, but even in your own environment, whatever it is, because that stuff doesn't do you any good.
Right.
I'll tell you, one of the things that's made the biggest transformations is when I stopped being negative. I have
Yeah.
a sign literally in front of me every single day that I look at. It says no negativity.
Right.
Get rid of that. That stuff doesn't serve you. Maintain a positive attitude. And like you said, if you aim for the stars and you hit a little bit lower, you're still a lot further than you could have imagined.
And I like the part that just let go. If it doesn't work, doesn't serve you, let it go.
Yes.
So we're going to let go of the theme of this month. And thank you, Gabriel. What a great wrap up. And have a great night, everyone. Goodbye,
Thank you,
Gabriel and
everyone.
Sarah.
Bye.
Thank you.